If you are somewhere between 60 and 67 right now, this is the one for you. There is a question sitting in the back of your mind, and it will not quite leave you alone. Do you take Social Security early at 62? Or do you wait for the bigger check later? You have heard both answers shouted at you, and they seem to flatly contradict each other. Wait, and your monthly check is larger. And they call that larger amount guaranteed for life. But also, take it now, because tomorrow is never promised, and you might never see that bigger check. Here is the honest truth that almost nobody ever bothers to say to you out loud and plainly. Both of those things are completely true at the same time. And that is exactly why this is so hard. The piece nobody explains is the single number that actually settles the whole argument for you. That number is your break-even age. And today, we are going to find it together. Slowly and clearly, we will use what the Social Security Administration's own rules actually say. Not fear. Not guesses. And I will name the 3 personal things that move that number up or down for your own situation. By the time we reach number 4, you will know roughly how long you would have to live for, waiting to have paid you more than simply claiming early would have paid you instead. Quick bit of important context before we take even one more step further into any of this. This video is made for people walking up to their Social Security decision. Roughly 60 to 67. The goal is simple: to help you see the full two-sided math so you never lock in a choice you cannot undo. Everything here comes from publicly available official information that anyone can check themselves. That means the Social Security Administration, Medicare, and reporting from Kiplinger and AARP. I will name each source out loud as we go, so you always know exactly where a number came from. This is educational content only, and it is not personalized financial, tax, or legal advice. Nothing here is a promise that you personally will receive any specific amount of money at all. Everyone's situation is genuinely different. So before any big decision, talk to a licensed professional. Now, with that said plainly, let us get into the number that actually matters to you. Start with the half of this story you have almost certainly already heard 100 times before. I am not going to throw one giant scary loss number at you and then just walk away from it. You have seen those videos. And many of you said in comments that they only ever tell half the story. You are right about that. So we are going to use the real rules. Both sides. Sourced every time. If you want the complete picture on these decisions instead of half of one, that is what we do here. Subscribe, and you will have the full version before the deadlines pass, not painfully after them. And tell me down below, are you leaning toward claiming early or waiting? And what makes it hard? I read those comments, and the honest ones help the next person who is sitting where you are now. So let us begin the countdown. And we are starting at number 6, the part you already know. Number 6 is the permanent reduction. And this is the half that the lost number videos love. If your full retirement age is 67, which it is for everyone born in 1960 or later, and you claim the very first month you can at 62, your check is cut by about 30%. According to the Social Security Administration, that is not a temporary dip while you settle in. It is permanent. Locked the day your application is approved, and it stays that size for the rest of your life. On a check that would have been $2,000, that is roughly $600 less every month. That is the number those videos stop on. And they let it sit there to scare you. And then they leave. But wait for number 4. Because that loss is only one side of a coin that has two very different faces. Number 5 is the other half. They almost always skip. And it is the exact mirror of number 6, from your full retirement age all the way to age 70. You can choose to simply not claim yet. For every year you wait in that window, the Social Security Administration adds delayed retirement credits. Those credits are worth roughly 8% more per year. And that increase is also permanent for life. So the same coin that cuts you 30% for going early can lift you well above your full amount. Between 62 at the bottom and 70 at the top, the gap in your monthly check is genuinely large. And here is the rule about working while you wait that most people get completely backwards. So stay close. Let me make this real with a person. And I want to be clear that Ray here is an illustrative example. Ray is 63. And he stepped away from a physical job after one quiet scare with his heart. He has a small pension, a younger spouse, and the same gnawing fear that many of you wrote to me about. He was terrified that if he waited for the bigger check, he would never actually live to spend a dime of it. So Ray ran both numbers honestly. And because he kept some part-time income and had a younger spouse to protect. The math genuinely leaned toward claiming earlier for him. And that was a perfectly defensible choice. Ray's answer was not everyone's answer. And that is the entire point we are building toward right now. Number 4 is the one this whole decision actually comes down to. And it is your break-even age. Picture 2 lines on a page, slowly climbing from the left side toward the right side as the years pass. One line is the early claimer, who started at 62 and collected smaller checks for many years. The other line is the waiter, who got nothing early but now collects a much larger check each month. Early on, the early claimer is way ahead, because some money for years beats no money at all. But the waiter's bigger checks slowly close that gap. And at some single age, the 2 lines finally cross. That crossing point is your break-even age. And for most people, it lands in the mid-70s to early 80s. Live well past it, and waiting quietly wins, paying you more total money for the rest of your longer life. Pass away before it, and claiming early wins. Because you collected checks, the waiter never got to touch. Now hold that picture. Because there is a working rule that trips up almost everyone, and it is number 3. Number 3 is the earnings test. And it only matters if you claim early and you are still working a job. In 2026, per the Social Security Administration, if you are under full retirement age all year, they withhold $1 of benefits for every 2 you earn over $24,480. Here is the part almost everyone gets wrong, and it is the rumor I want to kill for you right now. Today, that withheld money is not gone, and it is not a penalty, and the government does not simply keep it forever. The Social Security Administration credits it back to you once you reach your full retirement age. Plainly, your monthly check is recalculated upward to give you credit for every month they had to hold something back. So if you plan to keep working a while, that limit matters. But it is not the theft people fear. It is. Number 2 is a quiet option that almost nobody asks for, even though it is sitting right there for them. If you claim after you have already reached your full retirement age, you can ask for a retroactive lump sum. The Social Security Administration can pay you up to 6 months of benefits back, all at once. With your first check on a $2,000 benefit, that lump sum could be as much as $12,000 arriving together. The trade-off is honest. Your ongoing monthly check is slightly lower. Because your official start date moves back, the option exists. It is real, and it is yours to ask about. But you have to actually know to ask for it. Number 1 is the pair of quiet subtractors that shrink the raise you thought you were getting this year. First, the cost of living raise for 2026 is just 2.8% per Social Security. That sounds small, and it is, but it lands on a bigger base if you waited. Quietly rewarding patience. Second, watch Medicare closely, because the standard Part B premium climbed again in 2026. It is now $202.90, up from $185 just last year. The yearly Part B deductible also rose, sitting at $283 before coverage kicks in. For many of you, that rising Part B premium quietly eats a slice of whatever raise the adjustment gave you. And if your income dropped recently because you stopped working, there is a form called the SSA 44. It lets you ask Medicare to lower your premium based on that life change, instead of an old, higher income year. So let us bring the two lines back together, because this is where the whole thing finally resolves for you. There is no single right age that is correct for every single person watching this video right now. None. The break-even age is real. But three personal things move it, and you must weigh them for yourself. The first is your health and your honest sense of how long the people in your family tend to live. The second is whether you are still working, because the earnings test and your own income change the picture. The third is your spouse, because the larger check you build by waiting can become their survivor benefit later. Quick recap. Fast. Counting back down so it sticks with you on your way out the door today. Number 1. The cost of living adjustment is small, and Medicare Part B quietly trims part of it. Number 2. You can request up to 6 months as a retroactive lump sum after full retirement age. Number 3. The earnings test withholds money early, but credits every dollar back to you later. Number 4. Your break-even age is the crossing point, usually somewhere in your mid-70s to early 80s. Number 5. Waiting adds about 8% per year, permanently, from full retirement age to 70. And number 6. Claiming at 62 cuts your check about 30%, permanently, for the rest of your life. Here is your simple plan. 3 things. 2 questions. 1 action. So you do not have to remember everything. 3 things to check yourself. By logging in to your online Social Security account this week, check your full retirement age, check your estimated benefit, and check your earnings record for missing years. 2 questions for a licensed professional who knows you, your health outlook, and your spouse's situation. And 1 action today. Just log in and read your own statement with your own eyes before you decide anything. If this helped you see both sides at last, send it to a brother, a sister, or a friend turning 62 soon. Send it before they decide. Because the one thing you cannot do with this choice is take it back later. And the big question hanging over all of this, what really happens to the program in 2033? That is the next one we walk through together, with the real numbers and the same plain, honest voice. If you skipped past the break-even part, go back to it now, because that single piece is the entire game.